Hey nerds, what's going on? My name's Paul and I make drinks, and today I'm going to teach you how to make the mint julep, which may seem like a drink that fat white southerners use to look down on the lesser races, but is actually a pretty fine drink. Then you understand why they drink it, because it's a nice, cool, refreshing thing that you can sip at all day and keep, and you know, you can drink a lot of it and get real smashed, 3 sheets to the wind, blotto, all liquored up, or you can kind of sip at it all day and keep a certain level of drunkenness throughout the day. To make this guy, you're going to need some bourbon, mint leaves. You can go to any store and get mint leaves. Your supermarket should have it. If they don't, that would be insane. The recipe calls for sugar, but I'm going to use my homemade honey simple syrup because I feel like honey simple syrup gives you a little more dimensional flavor. It's going to ask for 2 tablespoons of that. I don't know, let's bring up, because this is maybe my third one, let's bring up the simple syrup a little bit. I'm going to bring up the simple syrup, I'm going to bring up the bourbon a little bit more, because you're going to want to use either 86 to 100 proof whiskey, which bourbon will usually cover. The bourbon I'm using today is about 80 proof, so I'm going to bring it up to about 3 ounces of bourbon from the 2.5 that it is normally, just so that I get a kind of bite that's good enough for me. Usually you're going to do 2.5, so I'm just going to tell you 2.5. I'm going to do 3 because clearly I've gone pro. So yeah, let's get started with that. So what you're going to do is you're going to do something that seems like a lot, but it's going to be the correct amount to do. All right, so we're going to take 12 mint leaves. Just take them right off there. You're going to make sure to wash them beforehand because you don't know where the fuck these things have been. And I mean, yeah, you're putting it in alcohol, but let's you know, not get foodborne illness together. I wasn't even counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Cool, so we got 12 mint leaves, and then we're gonna just tear them, throw them in glass. Tear them, throw them in glass. Just, you know, just tear it up. It's gonna seem like I'm a lot of mint, but don't worry about it. It's kind of interesting because the second play I was ever in was a play called the Mint Julep Trilogy, and I'm teaching you how to make mint juleps right now. So, directed by a guy I used to know that I don't know what happened to him. So this guy, he told me that I could do whatever I want and he would cast me to be in his play. So originally I wanted to do John Candy's monologue from Cool Runnings. You know, the time, you don't have any. The Olympics are blah 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 away, and like me, and you don't have me, because I'm not doing this. So I was gonna do that, but that wasn't long enough. Like it had to be like at least 1 minute when you do it aloud. So I instead decided to do the air conditioner exploding scene from The Brave Little Toaster, the one beautifully acted by the amazing comedy legend Phil Hartman, where it's like it's all a conspiracy and every one of you low-watts is in on it just because you can move around and I can't, to think you're better than me. And then I would go like, it's my function. I'd like go to my knees, which I wear more knee pads for, and it was great and it was funny, and because he told me I could do whatever I want. But because of that, the head of the theater department wanted to come in and see my audition, so he thought that I might be a crazy person, and he would go in between thinking that I was, maybe that there was something really there, and also maybe I'm just an insane person. I don't know where he ended up on that one, but probably thinking that I'm an insane person, which is what it is. Anyway, that was probably 12 blah blah blahs of who gives a shit. And so we're gonna do, instead of doing a teaspoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of water, I'm just gonna do 2 teaspoons of, it's honey simple syrup, because for some reason my teaspoon went missing. I only have a half a teaspoon for this guy. So it's 1 teaspoon, that's good enough, 2 teaspoons. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna stir, usually you'd stir this around to mix up the sugar and water, but since this is already mixed, what I'm really doing with this spoon is I'm kind of crushing the mint leaves so that they will release their flavor. And we're gonna add some ice. Now these big block ices, so I'm gonna go like bloop and bloop. Now we're gonna add 2.5 ounces of bourbon. We do 1 ounce. And we're gonna do 1.5 ounces. Take this spoon. This problem with using big block like ice like this. Well, it just looks so cool. It's much harder to stir, but then everything gets cold and stays cold longer. Normally you're just gonna use like regular cracked ice. Not crushed. I mean, the equivalent to cracked ice would be essentially the ice that you get out of your refrigerator, that, kind of half moon ice. Or any kind, even if you bought ice at the store, that'd also be good. Cool, it's mixed. Now that the ice has gone down into the glass, we're gonna add another chunk of ice. Stir it a little more. All right, then we're gonna get 6 more of these leaves. And same as before, gonna go like whoop, bloop, bloop. These guys. Just kind of just stuff them around. If you're using regular ice, it'll be easier to stuff because I'm not, you're not using the big blocks. And then you can either drink it with or without straws, but I'm gonna put a straw in it. I'm just gonna take this stir from the old one. This is a coffee stir, and boom, mint julep. You can sip it like this. That's good, it's very good. Yeah, the increased honey makes it a little bit more palatable. Not that I need that. This guy only took 2. I'm pretty sure I put 3 in this one. It's fine. This one's a little bit more palatable, but this one also has more bourbon in it. This one has less bourbon than that one. Maybe use it, maybe don't. Try to make this guy your own. There are like julep glasses that are made out of metal. If you're gonna use a metal glass, I would say put it in the freezer first. But since you're at home, don't do that because that's a huge waste of time and kind of douchey. Although it's a kind of a douchey drink to begin with, so what are you gonna do? But that's the basics of that drink. I made it my own using honey instead of regular sugar. You can make your own in a great number of ways. But I'm not gonna think of those things for you. You're an adult, you'll figure it out. But yeah, that's it. That's the mint julep. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh God. That's the best thing I'll ever have in your whole life. Okay. Anyway. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm talking to you.